T.I. and his wife, Tiny, are facing numerous allegations, and by numerous, I'm talking Cosby numbers, of sex trafficking.
No, sorry, something popped up on here on the side, just like within the context of it. It was just poorly timed hilariousness.
Because of the fact there hasn't been a lot of media coverage about this, unfortunately, we're using some of the sketchier websites here. But
we need to talk about this shit.
Yeah, but these messages are vetted and exist in their own form, so it's not like we're reporting on hearsay here. So yes, over 15 women, I'm quoting this wrap-up article, over 15 women have come forward accusing the couple of coercing them into comprising sexual situations involving drugs and money. Sabrina Peterson, a former friend of the Harris family who accused T.I. of assault, has compiled a series of messages she received from the alleged abuse victims on Instagram.
She got secrets.
We got receipts here. One anonymous woman detailed an incident that took place during the CIAA in Charlotte in 2016. She claimed she went to T.I. and Tiny's hotel suite in the Ritz-Carlton and her phone was confiscated and Molly and cocaine were handed out. Only the people who removed their pants were told to stay.
Holy shit.
Quote, I watched them drag girls back and forth from the bedroom to the bathroom to the living room. She wrote, one girl was crying because she wanted to leave, but they refused to give her a phone to call an Uber. For folks who don't already understand this, we're describing and going into some details of graphic sexual things, so note that. But the woman basically described T.I. as an absolute monster who uses money and power to manipulate people, and Tiny as his secret weapon. And never mind the number of things I could personally go into.
This is fucking Jeffrey Epstein in jail right now. Damn.
Yeah, I was even going to say that. There are so many cases we're now seeing happening out with celebrities in Hollywood, but also in music, where you have men who are grooming women for sexual things in contexts that you don't need to do it in, and women who are sidekicks, who are helping them. They are accomplices in this. And it goes to show how
this has happened a lot in history,
too. It goes to show like the lengths of misogyny and how it goes to the culture where like it's just because like you're of one like type doesn't mean there's anything. Yeah, but there's a number of different cases here. There's some stuff at the NBA All-Star game where people were pressured for. It is really bad. So T.I. and Tiny have responded. And I'll just go into some context about T.I. and Tiny before we even continue. We talked last year, maybe it was in 2019, so 2 years ago, about Hymengate.
Yep.
Where T.I. made a whole thing about checking his daughter's hymen, like before she was like going out in public or whatever. So being like overly sensitive over that. So like those should have been like the first red flag, red card, like everything going off at once. Like the entire instrument panel just blinking red, just like all the flags all at once. But now you have this, and so when you are going about the he said, she said aspect about things, it's important to look at the preponderance of evidence, that's a legal term, the amount of evidence that exists, and also look at like the history and character of these people and like when it's happening. In a statement first posted to Complex, T.I. and Tiny issued a denial, writing, quote, Mr. and Mrs. Harris want to be on the record and more importantly, want the public to know that they emphatically deny in the strongest way possible the egregiously appalling allegations that have been made against them by Sabrina Peterson. The Harrises have had difficulty with this woman for well over a decade. They are taking this matter very seriously.
Man, it's brutal.
And it's the story all over again.
The winner of the R. Kelly Award goes to...
Yeah, like actually, it's the story all over again. The people pointing this out, the whistleblowers, are the crazy ones. They're the ones with problems that we've been dealing with. So we're going to attack and slander her character. This is only going to begin. Of course, in these cases where people are like closely related to each other, there's going to be some kind of like dirt that comes up eventually. Yeah. It's really rough, but again, goes to like the bravery of what Sabrina Peterson and the people who are like coming up with this evidence here and putting themselves on the line to point out that this is a pretty fucked up thing that's happening here. And as people who consume music and listen to music, there's a lot of good music out there that sounds very similar to T.I. that you just can listen to. You don't have to listen to T.I. You don't have to go to his concerts. You don't have to continue supporting this. And like, at a human level, at a certain point, you have to show that you aren't okay with these things, right?
Well, I would hope so.
Yeah, and so like that's kind of why we bring these things up. It is really sad.